America and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation,
under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
I am the acting chair tonight for Jeff since he's away, since we're starting a new board. I guess we'll have the election of the chair. Jeff's not here, but I'm going to nominate Jeff Wakeman as the chairman of the Board of Selectmen.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Okay, Jeff.
Show up next time.
Do we have any amendments to the agenda?
About vice chair.
Oh, yes, vice chair.
Oh, yeah, well, I was trying to skip over
It's
that.
not my first day.
Okay.
Nominate Mark Blake for vice chairman.
I'd second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that Mark Blake gets to be the vice chair. Any discussion?
Seeing none.
Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Not a friend in the house.
That's it.
And
All right.
you're abstaining, right, Mark?
Yes. Do we have any amendments to the agenda?
No, none that I can think of.
We only have one that may or may not be here.
Right.
We'll wait and see if she shows up. Any public comments? We don't have much public tonight. The consent agenda. I'll take a motion
Ooh,
to approve it if somebody wants to.
So
That's basically everything that we got here on the bottom on this page. Everything's underneath that. Unless anybody has any changes. I'll take a motion to,
Move we accept the consent agenda as presented.
correct. Here is-
Second.
Second?
Second.
Moved and seconded, we accept the consent agenda as presented. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Vote. All right, the treasurer's warrants.
Okay, so
I
that's
think you guys have a copy of that if you've already looked at it.
this one here.
Yep. Kind of bills, and Ruth has the big one that we'll have to sign at the end
Yep.
with the receipts in there if you choose to look at them.
So if you ever have any questions about what's on the treasurer's warrant, we have all the bills that back it up, and you are free to look through any of this. All this is public information. I mean, it would be public too.
First page and a half is basically what's on the last 2 or 3 or 4. Gives you a brief description of what it is. If you want to go deeper, then
Then
Which one is it, Ruth? I'm not.
It's the one that looks like this. I think it was right
Oh,
on
warrant
top of your
recap.
list. Well, did I not? I thought I gave you one. Is it underneath everything? Put it underneath it? There you go.
Ah, okay. These two? Are these both the same?
Yeah, they should both be the same. I guess I gave you an extra one.
All right.
So that's, what you guys had just
yeah.
approved of.
somebody bought safety boots.
Safety boots.
Yep. Somebody bought some boots.
I'll be town crew, I'm going to guess.
Carl Schaefer.
Yep.
Those are one of those funny things where it comes out of a different account because it's safety, so it gets paid tonight instead of in payroll. Whereas if they buy pants, it gets paid on payroll, I believe.
So we pay
We give them a
tire.
we give them allowance of footwear, steel toes that we require, and for pants, and we give them shirts, t-shirts, sweatshirts. What else do we? That's it. I think that's it. Yeah. Anything else we provide, if they gotta have safety glasses or something like that, which they do have.
I guess the boots falls under safety, so it comes out.
Right. We also, so you'll know, since they do use their own cell phones, and we don't pay their bills, we give them a $20 a month stipend because there's a good faith thing because they do use them. I think Kevin's heard about that in some of the other meetings. They get certain parts of towns, the radio's not so good in the trucks, they don't come in, so they use their own phones, so we do that.
Probably far better overall anyway.
Yeah, the way technology is. Except for my rocks don't pick up that much.
Do we need a,
If nobody has any questions or concerns on it, we can have a motion to accept it as it is, or whatever you would like.
Isn't that under the
Yeah, that's under the consent agenda.
It is, okay, yeah, yes.
You guys
I'm
have
sorry.
already accepted
Yeah, we
it.
did accept that
we
already.
accepted it?
Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay, that's,
I meant to explain that
you can still
beforehand.
ask questions, but you did accept it.
Yeah.
okay.
Let's go down, what do you want to go down to now, Bruce, since the...
We'll table the scholarship
School.
award.
Okay, we'll table that one. That's the one we may be talking about, if they show up.
Mhm.
You have a copy in there of the mechanics, job description. We're gonna be looking for a new mechanic. Actually, there's probably a couple sheets. One of them is the one we have now, one of them is the revised one. This one right here is the one we have now, and this one right here is the revised one, which actually better fits what we need.
Which one?
This is the original, this is what we have, this is the
This one's
revised one,
better.
yeah.
What is the differences? Can we,
Well, the difference is that the original, our current one is basically is more designed for a mechanic that has a supervisor that works in the fleet. So he's told what to do, when to do it, and just handed a slip and told to change the oil. We're looking for more of a management position where somebody is assessing the fleet and managing the fleet, letting me know what needs to be done, and
okay.
it's more of a, giving more direction.
Mhm.
So I took from the town of Farmington and the city of Bangor, took their two, and took out pieces and then added a few of my own. This is what we come up with. So this here, we'll nail it right down to, just, you could never say, I didn't do it because I wasn't told.
The only thing I had a question about on one of these, I see it right here, is on the second page here, it says the employee must frequently lift and or move up to 10 pounds and occasionally lift and or move up to 100 pounds. Is that common?
It's what they had on theirs.
100 pounds? What was that?
50 makes more sense to me. I would like to see if they're gonna do 100 pounds, they got help doing that.
Yeah.
I might have been able to do that when I was 17.
What page is that? Where is that?
It's on the
It's actually on
second,
the third page.
On the third page?
yeah, third page, yeah.
Third page. Yeah, because that must have been what it was in theirs, because I know
Right.
where I was before, we had 50 pounds. So usually, this one, for some reason, I guess in Farmington, they're a little stronger up there.
Well, evidently they are.
Well, no.
So we can change that to 50.
Yeah, so that's a good idea.
I did see 2 or 3 things, but once I got to reading this final one, I pretty much had it in there, so, for me. So we're looking for somebody that's kind of, like Calvin said, that they kind of set the schedule for the PMs on the trucks, you know. Hey, your truck needs to come in for oil change, yours is gonna have this or that. We don't want, necessarily let the drivers, if the drivers notice it, they can tell them, but we want somebody to set the schedule. Kinda like what our company does, you know, we got a guy that's in charge, he takes care of all the maintenance of it, and when your truck comes up, he gives you a call, say, hey, we need that for a sticker, or we need it for tires, we need it, whatever it is, and that's what we want, and we want a paper trail with it as well, so. We're trying to get it a little bit more proficient so that it's, we don't have any hiccups, or as many as we can do without, with, real people.
Is he expected to come with his own tools?
No, we have tools. We,
No,
We have tools.
yeah,
enough.
I mean, we decided way back that it would be better if the town bought the tools for them, because if they bring their own tools and then something starts missing, is it missing, is it not? And this guy's got 2 or 3 of somebody's tools, and this, and we didn't wanna, so if the town owns the tools, we got the what tools we need, and that's what we've done.
How do you account for them?
That's what we've done up till now, so.
How do you account for the tools? Do you have like one of those gear lockers where they have to check them in and out, or is it
I'm not
just
sure.
open,
I'm not sure how you,
Open drawer.
just an open drawer?
And so,
the mechanic is supposed to be responsible for it,
Sure.
so.
Oh,
you haven't lost them yet, but,
that you know.
You know,
well, you know, I don't see any being purchased, so, I mean, I don't see a lot of tools being bought, so they must.
hasn't been an issue.
Right, but, I mean, you know, starting out, maybe If I had my preference, I probably would have said your own tools, but now that we have them, it'd be hard to switch over now, so.
What if he came with his own tools? Most mechanics do. This caliber mechanic probably has one ready to go. Probably more.
And our last mechanic actually
I'm
had
just
his own
wondering,
tools.
Yeah.
But that's what we chose. He brought them in until we got ours, is what happened.
Yeah.
And used his, and then,
I know, like Pownell, they bought the tools where I worked before, they bought the tools, but like, I think Yarmouth, you gotta have your own tools, and
Yeah.
it's different.
Okay.
It's up to each town, but if it became an issue, in my opinion, if they're your tools, you're gonna make sure
Take
that
care of
stuff's gonna be, you're gonna be accountable. So
It's
if you're-
locked up.
if you're lending stuff out to other employees, you're gonna make sure you get back. But that's the way it's set up, so.
No, I'm just asking the question.
At some
That's-
point, if it becomes a problem, I guess we could talk about a transition, but I don't know what you do with all the tools we have and how you, I don't know.
we'll sell them to the mechanic.
Yeah, well, I thought about that too. I don't know how you'd work out a weekly buyback or.
Well, if it becomes a problem, I mean, we've had, what, 3 years of it now, and it hasn't been, so.
Yep.
A lot of guys are pretty personal with their tools.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the issues we talked about too is if the mechanic has its own tools, and we thought about that a little bit, and it's locked up, and he's out sick or on vacation, and now we don't have no tools.
Yeah.
So, that was one of the other, we was trying to weigh it all out, what made sense, made everybody happy, and
Yeah.
that's what we come up with.
Yeah, there always is that flip side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calvin, just out of curiosity, I'm just trying to decipher between the two, but is this position, the way it's worded now, you're looking for more of a supervisory position?
Well, not supervisory, no, management. Just somebody to manage the fleet.
But from a vehicle standpoint only, he's,
Right. No, he wouldn't be supervising. Only if, as stated here, is if I assign some people to go in and work on the trucks for the day, that's what we got to do, and he could supervise that work. Just help tell people what to do. Or,
okay.
Kind of like a lead tech.
He's the lead tech, so we have other folks that are gonna be fixing these trucks too, that he has, essentially is what this third paragraph is
At
saying,
times,
supervised
yeah.
exercise.
Rarely, but at times.
So, other than you as the road commissioner, you have on here a working foreman, is there another person inside that's running the garage, for say, that's gonna be answering to this person, or is this just maybe some added language?
Well, there'd be just me, the working foreman, but the way we had it set up is that if the mechanic has a project, so I say, go help the mechanic fix this, then he would be in charge.
Right, that, understandable, so the mechanic is setting up all the PMs, he's setting up all the requirements needed to run the fleet, correct? He's not necessarily looking for your direction to set up those PMs.
Correct.
Most likely with the amount of equipment we have, he's stuck inside, right?
Well,
Unless you desperately need him
I
outside.
saw that on the bottom here, that's a great question, I
Yeah.
mean, is that common practice for the chief mechanic, per se, to be out plowing the roads also? Is that pretty common in
the
the?
fleet of our size, yes.
Sure, okay.
Yeah, if we were Auburn or Lewiston, no, but a fleet of our size, usually we don't need a full-time mechanic.
Even during a storm.
Well, the way we've been doing it is
Who maintains the?
mechanic comes in and drops off his, if somebody comes in on a broken truck, mechanic will,
Come in and drop his truck off to the driver. I see.
Other stuff is a little bit more.
This might seem like silly questions, but
No,
I
that's-
don't know.
Some of them have been asked before, so
Okay.
that's fine.
that's the way it's done in Powell, that's the way we did it where I came from before.
Yeah.
The,
It seems to
Small
be,
towns, they don't have a full-time, they have a full-time mechanic basically, but he doesn't, if we had a town this size, we got a full-time mechanic, we got problems.
sure, yeah,
So,
understandable.
if that's all he
that
did,
means that
so,
the PM's not getting done.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Right, yeah.
I guess this is gonna be what, the fourth person that we put in this position in the?
No,
queue?
second.
Second?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we have an interim guy that's in there doing it right now that has worked in the past with our past mechanic off and on. But
Okay.
he was the only one really that was qualified to work on it, to keep things going until we decided what to do, so And he may apply for this as well.
Sure, okay.
So, any other questions on this? Because I know Ruth would like to get it in the paper as soon as she
Yeah.
can.
The paper?
Do you need it?
Advertise for the position. I
Oh,
can't
no, I get
well,
that.
I
I just
could
don't think anybody
advertise.
reads them anymore, for jobs
Go
anymore.
online.
You'd be surprised.
Paper?
So,
You're gonna do what?
Yeah, right in front of him there.
if we're all set with this, I'll take a motion to accept this job description, and we'll have Ruth take it from there.
I'd second that.
Moved and seconded that we accept this job description written.
As
Pass on through.
amended.
Pardon?
Down to
As amended.
As amended with the
Down
50
to- With the
pound.
amendment down to 50 pounds, correct.
And who was the mover and who was the second?
I was the mover.
I second it.
Shaker.
Todd was the shaker, yeah.
More discussion. And this doesn't mean that over time, if we see need for change, we can revisit all these we have in the past, so. With that, all those in favor? Opposed? Vote. It's all yours, Ruth.
All right.
All right.
Put it in the newspaper.
Yeah. Next, oaths. We have. We have all these people that we need to, oh, here it is. This is the latest one you said, Ruth? This one, a little, this one has everything except for these on it?
Yep.
Okay.
And then Chief's report has the
Right,
other
yeah,
ones.
his is, yeah, well, we can actually, well, we'll do these first. These, even though we have employees, every year we have to reappoint them, out of the process. So, these are all the people that have different jobs and the titles and who they are. So what we'll need is a motion, and we can do these all in a big lump, we don't have to do them one at a time. We've got, do you need all the names specifically? No.
You could just
good.
make a motion to do all the town and committee oaths, and then a motion to do all the election clerks and registrars and
As
warden
presented.
as presented. Yes.
So moved.
Second.
All those in
Any
favor?
more discussion? All those in favor?
I did.
And then you also want to do the fire department.
Yeah, we might as well do that one. That one's got 3 on it somehow.
This is,
Fire was on this one.
Just chief is on that one.
Yeah. He has 3, he has some deputies, deputy fire chief, deputy EMS, and assistant chief, assistant EMA director.
And that's on his fire report.
Okay. I will nominate, I will move that we accept the positions of deputy fire chief, deputy EMS chief, and assistant chief, assistant EMA director for the fire station.
I'll second.
Seconded that we accept those 3 positions. Any more discussion? All those in favor? It's a vote. All right, that takes care of that. And now, next one is the disbursement policy and treasurer's disbursement policy. No names on it, just a policy we have to accept. This one right here.
Do you want me to explain that one?
Yep,
Okay, so for most of our bills,
please.
we have to go through the process of the warrant, and so every 2 weeks, we do this, and you guys sign the warrant, and then we can send out the checks. But we can make exception, and the exception is for revenue that we are required to pay for the state. There were motor vehicles, inland fisheries, vitals, and also for payroll. So we can vote, and that's what this one is, where one of you can come in and sign that warrant. So we don't need to have a meeting, and we don't need to say, okay, just one of you comes in and signs it, and then we can pay people and pay the state.
Do we have to nominate one specific, or just that,
No.
as long as
Nope,
one?
anyone can do it.
Okay.
Anyone?
Sure.
somebody's in town.
I have been doing it because I just happened to stop here most Fridays, so they kind of, the girls elected me to do it, but I'm not the
Oh,
one that
there
has
you
to do
go.
it. That actually started back when Janet was here. That's how I was given that job.
Sure.
They like seeing your signature on their check everywhere.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, you know.
So do we need a motion for that?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
I'd make a move to approve the policy on treasurer's disbursement warrants, the state fees and employees' wages.
Second that.
It's been moved to second that we accept the policy. Any more discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Sorry, Jeff. And then we have the Town of Durham property tax payment policy.
In order for us to collect taxes as they are, in other words, the policy of the town has always been that if somebody gives me a payment, it goes to the oldest tax bill. And you want to do that anyways, and the reason being is because people don't realize it, but the liens can foreclose. And so you want to give it to the oldest one so that the lien is lifted before you pay the newer taxes, because if you pay the current year taxes and not the old taxes, you could still lose your property.
Yeah.
So we've always had that as a,
Is there any reason anybody ever comes in with where they wouldn't want that to be the case?
Somebody trying to insist that they,
we've had people request it, but I don't know why you would,
Right.
but we still have to, as a policy, we're
Yep.
supposed to.
Just curious as to why somebody would want to do something other
Yeah.
than.
Well, people do funny things.
Yeah.
Maybe it makes them feel they're up to date.
yeah, you
I
just
don't
missed
think
2
it's
years.
you know what I mean? You know, like in a common land where
Yeah.
there's multiple people that are, maybe one person didn't pay their back share or something like that. That's the only
Oh.
time I could think of that would be triggered.
Yeah, except for we don't really differentiate between, I mean, we'll put in who pays, so that
Right.
the person has that on the receipt, but we don't really
But
differentiate.
the obligation doesn't change
obligation-
just because
Right.
of that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Do we need a motion on that?
Yes, we do.
Move we accept the 2017 property tax payment policy as presented.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded that we accept the property tax payment policy for 2017. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Sorry, Jeff. All right, that takes us down to departments and committees. And the fire chief he's got the top seat.
Okay, so he's going through this.
Hey, well, I'm assuming everybody has a copy of my written report. I do have a question to start off with. I made the assumption when I listed Heath, Lisa, and Curtis on this report that I heard I was on there, but is the part-time employee also on the other list, and do they need to be appointed on an annual basis?
I don't think so, because we don't appoint the public works guys.
Okay,
They're just hired,
all right.
not
Just
appointed,
wanted to
so.
verify.
No, I don't think so, because it's not a
Before
specific.
they weren't
position.
official.
No.
Okay, well then, item number 2, I've scheduled a meeting of the apparatus committee for this coming Monday at 7 o'clock. We have an 8-person committee, counting myself. That usually reviews, works on it, makes recommendations and whatever. So anyways, scheduled a meeting for them so that we could review the outcomes of town meeting and start the review process for looking at rescues and reviewing the engine situation. But also at the same time, I've printed out the response guidelines, and I'm gonna ask them to revisit the, see if we can consolidate apparatus. That seemed to be kind of a phrase that was coming out in quite a few corners. So we'll take the response guidelines, see what we can do for still providing the same services, but reducing the number of apparatus. I'll have to weigh in ISO requirements as well. I don't want to fall behind ISO requirements and have the town drop to class 10 rating, because then our insurances will go up substantially, so. But anyways, that's scheduled for Monday at 10 o'clock. We're gonna start it at, we usually at apparatus committee, we start fairly early in the season, right after the previous town meeting, because we usually meet at maybe once a month. unless it gets intense.
Do you have I'm sorry, go ahead, will you start?
The truck that you were looking for, is there another truck that's close to that and newer that we own? Is there another first response truck
Not
Comparable.
following.
comparable to the one that you wanted to?
You mean the engine, let's make sure I'm following what you're saying. Are you saying that for the engine we were looking to replace?
Yeah.
Is there one that's already
Do we
in
already
the
have one?
department that's
Yeah.
close to?
Yeah.
There's actually two engines.
Okay,
But engines,
that's what, yeah.
engines, the phrase engine is kind of a catch-all for anything that has a pump on it. So
Okay.
it, there are two engines, but they're set up differently, and that's actually why I said I printed the response guidelines for
Mhm,
the committee, so that they could look, because one of the engines is really not user-friendly for structural responses. The one we were trying to replace is designed for structural responses.
Okay.
Lower profile, everything's readily accessible, has the full hose load that meets the NFPA requirements and stuff like that. The other engine, it's set up for, it's for us doing extrication responses and any of those special hazard situations like that. It backs up the other engine, and it has a pump and it has a tank, but it's, yeah.
Instead of
One of the
different-
things we'll be looking at to see, and the other side of it is I need to, where the ISO requirements come in, is it's not just having a department as the baseline, but you have to have certain equipment and certain response capabilities, so you lose that class 9 rating. So I'll need to look at that as well. Once we determine internally, well, hey, wait, maybe we could look at this, this, and this, then we'll have to start doing, okay, what the pros and cons for trying to do this, this, and that. So, does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly what I was wondering. If
Do you have any, is this the type of thing where maybe some external help might be warranted, like with the companies that, work with the apparatus, you know what I mean?
I want you to
Like-
buy a new one.
Well, no, but yeah, but what I'm getting to is, like, for instance, I don't think it's just a question of, do you replace engine 22 or not? It's like, okay, it's looking further down the road. I think, for instance, one of the questions might be, because there's two vehicles on your schedule here, looking at 2024, the ladder truck and engine 21. So, there, maybe it's like, well, maybe we still need two engines, but we don't need the ladder truck, or, some other permutation. I'm sure there's a zillion different ways you can go.
Yeah, no, well, I guess, to me, the external help doesn't come in yet. I mean, don't get me wrong, I mean vendors. I've talked to
Yeah.
vendors some in regard to what the options might be, but I guess first we need to determine internally, well, are these the services we do provide based on our response guidelines? Are we doing some that aren't on the response guidelines? Can any of those be consolidated? And then we need to make sure we have the equipment dispersed so that we can appropriately handle those. And then we can start looking at the fleet and say, well, okay, how could we perhaps change how the fleet is structured and organized so that we could maybe provide multiple functions with this particular piece of equipment?
Yeah.
And then once we decide internally that, well, yeah, we think we could make a workable system by doing this, then the next step in it, to me, would be to bring in, and we actually have 2 or 3 salesmen that live in the town of Durham that,
Oh, really?
I know at least one of them
They're on
would
the
be
committee?
more than willing to
So,
help us, and not because of a sale. He actually, he's helped us quite a bit. And most of them are pretty good about it, helping us out and stuff.
how much do you consider mutual aid and equipment that neighboring towns have versus, okay,
But actually, in all honesty, no community has ample equipment to handle any major
all by
situation themselves.
right? Yeah.
Anything, once you get, and actually it's, our response guidelines is structured that way. We used to have mutual aid because of ISO not accepting mutual aid agreements. We've had to put automatic aid agreements in place because one of the insurance requirements that any one of your insurance companies is gonna do to you, and it has done it to a lot of people in town, and they'll call and they'll say, well, no, we do have automatic aid. I'll kick them the agreement, and okay, you have to be within 5 miles of a fire station. Even, and if you're not, you're considered unrated. You go to a
Yep.
class 10.
Yep.
If you go to a class 10, that's why many camps are not insured, because they're in a class 10, and it just puts,
You can't.
after you pay that insurance for 5 or 10 years, it's cheaper to rebuild the camp than
Hmm.
it is to insure it in the first place. And that's why. So the automatic aid takes care of that, because if it, you think of Durham and you think, well, okay, 5 miles, well, maybe off towards Auburn line, which that is, the Auburn line on Auburn Pownell Road is almost 8 miles. It's over 7 from the station, about 7.5, 7.7, something like that. But that's our most difficult spot. But with the automatic aid with Pownell and the North Pownell station, that takes care of that. So we're able with the automatic aid, as long as it's automatic aid agreement, take care of it. Lisbon, believe it or not, Shiloh Road, pieces of Shiloh Road and Day Road are beyond the 5 miles. And there's a piece of 125 that's beyond the 5 miles because of the the travel distance. No matter which way you go, it's in no man's land. But our automatic aid agreements with those other towns address that. So no community, if you ever watch, whenever somebody has a structure fire, it's like, well, they call out half the state.
Yeah, right.
It's not just manpower-based, it's equipment-based.
Yeah.
Unless you're in a hydrant area, one of the biggest reasons for that amount of equipment is water. Unless you have hydrants within your community, you need to bring in water. We have about 4,000 gallons, maybe 4,500 on wheels, and 4,500 gallons on wheels, you get a couple of room and contents going and deep-seated, and you're gonna use 4,500 gallons on wheels. So anytime you have a structure fire, if you go by a house and you see flames coming out of the window and stuff, the odds are good they're gonna call a bunch of mutual aid and rely on it. But the other side of it is where we're in the smaller communities and stuff, by having that automatic aid in place, it's instantly toned. So we're all set up and trained so that, if Pownell comes in here and they're first off on one of our scenes, they're gonna start the process. They're not gonna stand there and wait for Durham to show up. It kind of gives you that
good.
backup, that contingency plan, which you will find the fire service is riddled with contingency plans.
Yeah.
We preach contingency plans, so we have to kind of be riddled with them as well. Did I answer your question?
Yes,
Totally
thank you.
dance around it.
No, that's good. That's good.
You say a future rescue replacement.
Yeah.
Talking ambulance.
Yeah, the rescue actually will have 12 years on it in 2019. So I know it's only 17, but the committee to make a recommendation for 18's town meeting, and the lead time on rescues is not quite as bad, but almost as bad as engines. Engines, it's a year
Wow.
right now, so.
Seems like yesterday we bought that.
Well, actually, when I was doing the EMS report and I started putting that we started the first responder service in '97,
Yeah.
20 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, so the rescue will have 12 years. Typically, you'll find most communities replace them between 5 and 10 years. So it's not just because of the mechanical thing, but I have to set up something for
Yes.
some kind of guidelines or projection. And typically, you'll find a lot of communities that use them on a regular basis, a lot of miles. You're gonna find a lot of them actually go into a lease purchase agreement where they have 5 rescues every year, one of them's getting replaced. Something similar to that, so. 5 to 10 years is about the lifespan of a rescue. I figured for us, we tend to take very good care of our equipment, and I figured with call volume that we probably could get 12 out of it. I definitely would not on the engine. I couldn't stand before people and say that it's a piece of junk, and I won't say the rescue's a piece of junk, but it is getting tired. We try to push it much on the rescue. We're on borrowed time. Yes.
Any particular reason, is it just the way you set it up, but any particular reason why that one didn't get requested first?
The rescue?
The rescue, yeah.
Because actually the engine, if you think about it, my charts, it was supposed to be replaced when it was 20 years old, but we've been bumping it out every year for different reasons for the last 2 years,
2 or 3
3
years.
years. I think this might be the third time.
Yeah.
I think 1 year it didn't make it to town meeting.
Right.
And then
It was bumped
the last 2 years, it's made it to town meeting and hasn't succeeded. So it was spaced so that it wasn't completely smooth, but with the savings plan, we had a pretty smooth. Once we got the fleet up to where it is now, we had a pretty smooth, even plane. Got a few ripples in it now, but I think we can fix them. Hope we can. Move on?
Yep.
Good. Yep. And then on the other piece, Thursday evening, I've requested, we have equipment checks on the first Thursday of every month. And the senior officers, the three you just appointed and myself, are scheduled to start meeting on the per diem staffing. As far as the stipends and the other stuff, Diana and I, the part-time person, and I will have to work on a schedule so that we don't have as much, we won't have as near the overlap we currently have. We'll have to adjust our schedule as we move forward with the per diem. So there will only be maybe 4 or 5 hours of overlap on our schedule each week. But then the stipend piece, that piece should be pretty easy to get into as far as where that's mostly internal, and we have somewhat of a process already in place, so I think I can just bring some recommendations forward. The per diem piece of it, that's going to involve actually going out beyond the department and posting, advertising, and recruitment, and things like that. So the next 3, over the course of the month of April, our hopes are to focus on the per diem staffing piece of it, so that in your first meeting in May, I can come to you with recommendations. And that hopefully I'd love to think that by the end of May, first part of June, we could be ready to start the process for the per diem. Stipends, I'd actually like to see us start the first part of May. I think I can give you an outline on that stuff pretty easily, but that's a pretty easy shift, where that's internal people. It doesn't require bringing in new people so. But anyways, that's what I've got laid out, so we'll start working on that, and I won't just wait till May 2nd to spring it on you. If we have pieces of it ironed out, I'll try to electronically ship it over so that you can have it to review and take a look at. That work?
Yep.
Okay, at the hazard mitigation plan, we submitted our updated list of projects, and it
What is this?
hazard mitigation is, instead of every year going to the swamp road because it floods, you raise the road
Mhm.
or something like that. So that, like, we've actually done it a lot, but I don't think we've ever actually used hazard mitigation funds. It's a grant program.
Good.
Requires a little bit of work, and a project has to be in the plan in the first place, but if a project is in the plan, twice a year, there's funds available, and that you put in for the hazard mitigation project. So that, I don't know if Calvin remembers offhand, but I think there's maybe 12 or 15, and they're all ballpark estimates. You don't fine tune them until you actually put in and get awarded. So it's just kind of like a placeholder, I guess,
Mhm.
for certain projects in problem areas.
What others are there?
Hmm?
What others are there?
Besides, I use Swamp Road for an example. I'm not even 100% sure that it still is on the list. There's
Okay.
some stuff on Auburn Pownell Road. I actually think one of the pieces that was
Yeah.
still in there was the
Okay.
dam over the runaround pond.
Yeah.
There's a copy of the list here, correct? I don't
Okay.
have my
Somewhere.
copy with me. I can make sure we give you a copy of the list. It's too late to really change the list at this point. It's been submitted.
Did you give me an updated copy after the meeting?
Not sure. I doubt it. I doubt it. It wasn't an electronic version. It was a scribbled on version, so I doubt if I did.
Okay.
And it won't, the updated electronic version won't be ready until AvCog's the one that's actually putting it together.
Okay.
So we're talking about possibly getting grants to help with that, with the road over at around.
Yeah, we're applying. We could
Oh,
apply.
yeah.
There's no guarantee you're gonna get them, even
No.
if you apply. It's a prioritization, and it depends on the availability of funds. But twice a year, there's funds available. Yeah, I think Calvin's actually already working on a couple of grants and stuff. I'm sure he'll talk to that, so. But it'd be nice to see the applications going. It's,
Mhm.
we've always had our placeholder in the plan, but it'd be nice to see us get something out of it. If we don't get it, somebody else is gonna get it, so it might as well be us.
Might as well be us, yeah.
Move on. Okay. Yeah, and the other two items are just reports on the membership and their activities. We actually had one of them just complete Fire Officer 1 and 2, which is a pro board accredited state certification, so it becomes a national certification, and it's a pretty intense course. They spend 9 weeks up in Belfast, 9 days up in Belfast for the final week of the program, and have to write a bunch of reports. So pretty pleased with that. We now have a couple of them that have been through that, and internally we're actually running a basic fire officer class. It's for Androscoggin County, but we had 8 students registered for the class, and 7 of them are still in the class. So we're starting to get that leadership segment redeveloped, I guess. So anyways, that was my report. Unless you guys have questions for me, that was it.
Any questions for Bill? Any more for us?
No.
All right,
That was a mouthful.
thanks, Bill.
Thank you.
We'll move on to the road commissioner.
Oh, yeah. Do you have anything?
No, I took it back.
Oh, yeah, we already approved that, that was all part
We
of the
just
consent, yeah.
approved it.
That's all up. Thing.
Well, not much, too much has changed since the last meeting. We've been doing our endless pothole patching, which this year's quite bad with all the frost and frost heaves we've had this year. It's just about a non-stop. I'm sure you've probably hit a couple already. If you haven't, you probably will. So the next one, the job description for the mechanic, I guess we've already covered that. Carl's doing a good job.
You got new
2000
boots too?
he got new boots. 2017 paving RFP was posted, and bids are due this Thursday at 10 a.m. I probably will get those, and we're going to open them here at 11 o'clock. So
Is this the time of year that RFPs typically go out, or is this a little bit later than normal, or
this is the time.
for surrounding towns? I mean, I guess
Oh, this is the.
not just because our town meeting is in April, we don't have to hold back on those,
No,
or
in fact, we're early because a lot of towns will hold off because the town meeting isn't until
okay,
June.
all right,
We're actually ahead of the ball game meeting.
all right, good,
We want to get them first.
right. Well, that's what I
They
was
get more
getting at,
expensive
yeah.
as time goes on. They go up as they fill their basket
Yeah,
of
yeah,
work.
yeah.
I met with DOT last Thursday to discuss Route 125 and Meadow Road intersection. And I told them I would need a report from a traffic engineer just showing that what the benefits would be, rather than just, until I see something from an engineer. So they were going to work on that. Their traffic engineer was going to get started on it and get back to me with, I mean, there's, I don't know if you're familiar with the intersection.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
We all live here quite well.
Yeah.
You can give them a little background on that so they see where we're going, because there was some talk about trying to have that road closed. That's not gonna
Well,
fly.
thought was that we could just barricade the end of Meadow Road where it comes out onto 125. And I told them, I would talk to the people on that road, see what their input was, and just before we even got started, just to see if they were on board with it, and maybe we'd go to the next step, but that would be up to the select board. But I said, ultimately, until we get something that says it's not going to create a bigger problem by adding more traffic to the other intersection, so they're going to go do all their measurements and put all their formulas to work and see how it comes out and get back to me with a report so I can give to you guys. And
Calvin, can you speculate why they want to close that?
Well, right now,
Is there a
dangerous.
significant accident, chief? Is there a bunch of accidents up there, or what are we missing?
Almost zero visibility.
You gotta pay attention.
Yeah. So, they're either gonna redesign it, rebuild it, or,
Are they talking about that?
yeah, and I did get a glimpse of,
Square in,
they're gonna bring it back about 200 feet closer to that house.
So it's a line of sight issue for
square in and get better
125?
line of sight.
If you look to the right, you can't see, that farmhouse is right there, and you can't see, so this would be, so we'll look at both options. The new intersection as they have proposed versus closing it, see what the benefit would be. And so I guess until I get that report back, I really don't have much to tell you, but
Bill, you got something you want to input on that?
Well, I wanted to comment on it. It is a dangerous intersection. I would agree with that. It's dangerous and it is blind. But most of the accidents we respond on are actually a case of people going too fast for that
Fast and hitting that corner.
Yeah.
Right.
rather than necessarily
Absolutely.
people blindly pulling out into the
Yeah.
traffic. So I guess if you need that in your interaction with them, if you need that information, I'd be happy to provide that information. 'Cause they
There.
can run the location of the accident, and most of them, even though they come in for the intersection of Meadow Road and Pinkham Brook Road, are actually a cause of excessive speed for the corner.
so they'll probably reach out to you, and ask you if you are input as part of their report. So that's all I've got on that for right now, so. And that would all be subject to public hearing and.
Sure, yeah,
so
yeah.
it's-
What was it, just out of curiosity, you said you mentioned you stopped by some of the town folks that live over there. What
I
was
haven't
that?
yet, but I
Oh, you
told them,
haven't
I
yet?
told them I
Okay.
would before, you know, if the neighbors were opposed to it, which I can't imagine they would be, because a dead-end street would be, I would think would be better to have less through traffic coming by their house would be better.
I don't think they'll be happy with it.
No,
Just
well,
my general,
no.
my general,
Most people who use that
That's pretty-
intersection
Yeah.
will come up there, sit back and look first, pay attention, and then go.
Well, we'll see what the report comes back as, and
sure.
that's, and then you guys can make a decision if you want to put it out to public hearing, or, I'd start right with the people on that road, if they were,
Right.
if they were opposed, then I would just,
Right.
I wouldn't even bother to go any further. I submitted the 2017 line striping request to GP Cog for the Cooperative Purchasing Program. That's where all the towns put in for the paint for the road center line. We haven't got any in town, and for the last 2 years I've been here, a lot of people keep requesting. I've get a bunch of emails, and so people have trouble seeing at night, can't see the road and where they are, want to know why the towns, Brunswick's got it, New Gloucester's got it, Auburn's got it, why don't we have it, and so this year, both Pownell and Durham are gonna move forward with, some striping, so we should have enough in the budget for about 6.5 miles of road, which would give us, I'd like to get done is, run around Rabbit, Quaker Meeting House, all the way to Brunswick, and Pownell would go their end of, which is Pickett Road, to New Gloucester, where their double yellow line starts in New Gloucester. So that whole corridor going through would have a center line. The other option is a single white line on either side.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be a fog line instead of a yellow line, so.
I find that to be better, actually.
Well, if you're looking at night and the headlights are coming at your
Just
face, it's easier to find the white line to the right than it is to stay with the yellow line in the middle, because you're blinded by those headlights.
Yeah, I think the white lines are a lot better, and not to mention some of the ditching. I mean, you want to keep people away from,
Yeah.
Especially when it's
especially on
close.
those roads that you're talking. I mean, it's
Yeah. So,
bad.
we'll,
Some of those ditches are so deep, they might not come back.
Yeah, they
out.
might not come back out. So
Staying there
I
for a while.
think it's more.
so we'll, when those numbers come in, they'll give us a list of what each one costs. Typically, a single white line's about 4 cents a foot, and a double yellow's like 7, so it'd be a penny more to do 2 whites versus a double yellow. I mean, this year's price might be different, we'll find out when we come in. So I've been working with Ruth and the assessor and streamlining the permitting and record-keeping system, so we've been redoing the files and we've got a book now where we keep all of the permits listed in the book, so the assessor can just grab it, open it, and go to the files. We had files, we'd have 3 different files for the same property, so one in construction and one pre-construction, and one post-construction, and one, so now they're all in one central location.
Public Works and Undercoats.
Callan's temporarily our interim code.
I knew that, I was just trying to
Yeah.
find, thought we were on Public Works and all of a sudden we're,
Well, I'm just giving you
I appreciate it, thank you. I got you now.
what we've been doing, what I've been up to. Hope to hear from the DEP regarding the stream crossing grants this month. Hoping that they'll have an answer by the middle of April. If they do, we'll have to ask for a special town meeting and see what the board wants to do if they grant that, if we do get a grant for the stream crossing, so.
Well, what stream crossings are we talking about?
Auburn Powell Road, 2 big,
Okay.
4 big 5-foot culverts where the
Okay.
road keeps sinking.
Okay, so this is Palmer Road.
Yeah, runaround pond.
We talked about putting it out there to the town for the town meeting, but we didn't have any numbers, so
Yeah.
it was kind of a horse behind the cart thing, or in
Yeah.
front of the cart, so we decided Jeff didn't really want to put that out there without really having some numbers, so see what happens.
It's a matching grant, right?
Well, it's up to 95,000. It's a $95,000.
Calvin, you got a ballpark of what we could be looking at up there? And you're just,
You'd be looking at about, it would be about matching at 95, about 195 apiece.
195 apiece, or 95 apiece?
Well, it'd be 95 apiece for 2 of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the total cost would be 195. With the
Total.
grant would be 95,
Okay.
roughly 100,000.
I got you now. So 100 grand if we get a grant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If not, well, we wait till next year and see what we can do with that.
Keep putting disappearing dirt in.
Well, it seems to have stopped. I think what happened last year was when we put the compactor, when we did the chip seal, it must have loosened up, and then we started seeing the holes appear, and then they seemed to have slowed down. We put enough patch in there to.
Culvert's full.
Now we have a dam.
Yeah. Beavers are helping out.
So, on the 11th and 12th, next Tuesday, Wednesday,
Tuesday and Wednesday, yeah.
I'll be in Augusta for personnel management training, DOT. It's a program specifically tailored for DOT issues, public works issues. There'll be a part 2 of that, will be 3 days in May, 15th, 16th, and 17th. I know we had discussed putting Ron in there, and I had signed up originally in January. Didn't hear back from them, so I didn't assume either they didn't get my request or something, so I reapplied last month with Ron and I both on there. I got an email back from them saying that my application was successful, Ron's was not, that the class was full, and that he was on a waiting list. So if there's a cancellation, they said he's number 3, so that was the best they could give me on that. Any questions?
I have a question, and it's, the chief might want to weigh in on this one too. There were, I guess, like 3 accidents within 2 days at that 136 Rabbit Road intersection last week. Or at least I heard about 3. Is there, 1, is that accurate? And 2, is there, what was going on in that intersection last week?
Well, one that I heard of we had to go fix a stop sign, put a stop sign up.
Yeah, that was Friday night, I think.
Friday, yeah.
Yeah. I did see that one. I didn't see, the other 2 was posted earlier in the morning.
Yeah.
I saw.
It's
It could be a Facebook thing, but the way it was out there was like there was 1 day and then 2 like the next day.
They were actually, the first one was not at the intersection. The next 2 were at the intersection.
Okay.
The first one was actually further up, just past the power lines.
Okay.
It was in the area of 1355 Royalsboro Road.
I know that.
You might know that street number, huh?
I might,
I don't. Was that your place? Oh,
where I grew up.
But the other two were at the intersection, but neither one of them were major
okay.
accidents. But that whole corridor our accidents are bad accidents, used to be over by Quaker Meeting Church. Since the
Oh, I'm familiar with that.
2 or 3
yeah.
sessions of work there, we still have accidents there, but they're not the bad ones.
Yeah.
But I'd be willing to bet in my career, probably 50 to 75% of the bad accidents have been somewhere on that corridor, either at the intersections or on the road.
Yeah. The Quaker to Rabbit to run around.
Pond.
Yeah.
I've been hit almost twice there, and I can tell you that the people that are coming through there don't even know where they are.
Don't even know.
Yeah.
Not even, they're just like this when they come in there. One of them was halfway through the intersection before they realized where they were, and luckily I was paying attention because it wouldn't have been pretty. They'd have been T-boned,
Yeah.
and I had another one that was actually a company. The guy was in a company vehicle. He was doing the same thing. He didn't even slow down. You know, half the problem is this.
Yeah.
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 And I'm sitting up in my truck, and it's pretty clear to see, and that's what they're doing.
Have to pay attention.
Most communities with similar area because of that corridor, that's actually one of our, we probably do 2 or 3 major extrications on that corridor.
And they love to pass there. All the time. I don't get it.
They
But
love to do what?
pass, and it doesn't matter if
Oh.
they're headed towards Freeport or they're headed
136.
back towards us.
I'm on that corridor, and they right in front of the house. They're doing it all the time.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't seem to matter.
Yeah, so I didn't know about the other two.
Thanks, Gil.
I'm strictly on the state road.
Calvin only bus.
You got the first one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I knew about
They're not Facebook official. So.
Right.
Is this just something we,
It didn't happen.
It
Chief,
didn't
it's
happen
just
if
par
it
for the
didn't happen
course.
on Facebook.
these type of situations on long stretches like that, is that just the typical norm that,
Well, if you think about that stretch of road one, to me, there's a bunch, it's not just the tech, because it's been there before the
Sure.
cell phone thing
Yeah.
was really predominant.
Mm.
It's gotten worse.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's the cell phone or the volume of traffic that's going across there, but if you think about it, the same thing we talked about, the corner on 125, that corner on 125, you have 2 really nice straight stretches.
Yep.
And then a nasty corner,
Mhm.
and a community with no law enforcement that's usually patrolling it. So most people that travel through Durham because it's a shortcut where you can make up time.
yeah, that's true.
It's not necessarily always the shortest distance, but you can make up time. So I think that we've had some of the nasty ones are in the middle of the roadways. So
Mhm.
they're driver inattentiveness, speed.
Mm-hmm.
Could be, it's very rare that it's really road conditions. It's usually inattentiveness or speed or weather conditions.
Would it help to put up stop ahead striping on the road?
We are working on that. We've got
If
the
they're not-
stencils, and we'll be putting those up this year.
Hmm.
I think we did that in a second. Did we do that one? I know we did run around.
Run around and.
The run around to Route 9, I believe that one there
I
was
don't
done.
believe we got to that next one yet, or did we? No? We got the stencils, and I think I was waiting for the
I drove over some roads that you put them on.
run around the rabbit, yeah, but
Yep.
did I get to the other? The next thing is to go all the way through and do, we just got those done just in time before they got too cold, but.
Yeah.
Doesn't help if you're not paying attention.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, so I think we'll wait till the surface pavement goes down, we'll hit that intersection in the next one. Yeah, because I know DOT just stepped in and they're gonna put they're gonna put a stop at Route 9 and Elmwood and Pownell, so,
Route 9, Elmwood, and Howell.
right at the intersection in town, Pownell.
Oh, okay.
Where the
You-
town
okay,
hall is?
I got you.
DOT is going to.
Oh, where the store is and everything
Yeah,
right there.
They're gonna make it a four-way, stop, they're putting a traffic light in.
Really?
That's
See a lot of problems there?
They monitor all the accidents, so I don't know how they find out. Do you notify DOT when there's an accident on the state numbered road? Somehow they know, so They know.
The
the-
way I notify, usually if there's damage that I've seen, I go through you, even though it needs to go to DOT for some of it.
Well, when we had the bad one over here, I know that DOT was there. They had a whole crew there
Everybody
analyzing.
was there for that.
Yeah, but how did DOT hear about it? I don't know. Augusta, they told me
Oh, state.
Augusta sent them right down.
As soon as it goes out, they can hear that.
Radios.
They must have a more.
Talking Route 9
If
and
you think about that one in particular, I mean, that one
Route
had
9 in front
a
of,
state medical
Donald
examiner.
Center.
Right, yeah.
not northbound.
Not
Everybody
northbound,
was
no.
there for that one.
That's interesting. So how they, I don't know how they would know without getting reports from you people on every accident. Must the police notify them?
I don't notify him.
Probably when
I
the
got
call
enough
goes
people
out.
I'm responsible to without.
Well, when you meet with the traffic engineer, you can ask him.
I'll have to find out how they know.
Found out about it.
But anyway, so when they determine an intersection has had too many accidents, they will step in. We had a request last summer from AvCog studying.
GP cog.
GPCog, to study what intersection was it? If I was 125 and, 125 and, they wanted to know how the light, what our intake. So they're doing some research on that one up there on Pinkenbrook Road, so. But the one down in Elmwood, I know that they did step in and say they're just gonna go ahead and put the light in, so. They wanted Pownell to pay the light bill for the light.
A lot.
They did not, so.
Is there been any research on Cirrhosis Corner? Down Route 9?
Nope, that's a DOT thing, and I don't know,
You haven't heard?
No.
It's probably the worst intersection in town, isn't it?
Oh, it's awful.
Cirrhosis Corner?
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah, but most people are cautious with actually that stretch we were just talking about is rapidly becoming not just the worst, but the most frequent.
Mm.
Down there, we have fender benders, but a lot of times it doesn't even involve us because it's usually, most people have no idea where to go. So usually when you have no idea where to go, you either go really fast and scoot through, or you slow down and almost to stall, one of the two. So
Both
usually they're low speed there, so
Hmm.
even when we get called, they're not. So while we have bikes are usually the worst ones there, because they'll go down through there and they'll get loose
Yeah.
gravel on the corner and they'll lose it into the guardrails and stuff.
Yeah, you see a lot of bent up iron coal there.
Yeah.
So they haven't done any research on changing that?
I don't know, I mean, they may have, they don't tell me everything they're doing, but
Yeah. I'm just asking.
I haven't heard anything, so.
They did extend the dotted line further up around the corner, so you're actually supposed to come up around the corner so you can see
Yeah.
before you go. It's really not a straight shot, it's kind of up around the corner, then a little bit of a left. It's how it's supposed to work, but it doesn't happen that way. But,
If you see the cars coming out of Swamp Road, they don't stop.
no, they don't.
They get going, and they look to their right, and
Yeah.
they floor it, so they get the momentum to get up over there.
They told my wife's car with her that
Yeah.
that way she was headed to work, and I never even stopped coming right across.
Yeah, so.
The only car we both liked. All right, anything else for Calvin? Anything else for us, Calvin?
Nope.
All right, then we shall move on to our upcoming meetings. Regular selectmen's meetings will be
Town
held.
administrator
You
report.
skipped me.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, we did. I had a check mark, it was too big, I'm sorry.
I don't
Town
generally
administrator.
have a written report, and that's because everything that I want to talk about, I put in the agenda. But I did hand you guys all out a revised budget overview, taking into account the votes from town meeting. So this is what things look like.
So that 3.40 number towards the bottom under municipal mill rate, what is that number?
Okay, so our total mill rate last year was 18.8.
Yeah,
The 3.4 is the portion of that 18.8 that was the municipal mill rate from last year.
got it, okay.
And then the increase in the mill rate this year was 0.15 with the new budget, which corresponds to about $15 per $100,000 of valuation. Now, this will change a little bit depending on our reimbursements from the state
Right.
and what the RSU ends up doing, because it's weighted differently.
Yep.
So right now, it looks like between that and the county, we're at 4.8 plus the schools.
Right.
School's looking to be around 3.
Percent.
Yeah, 3.5 or
For
something.
Durham,
like that.
for Durham, when it's net, or well, for all the towns combined, it's 5 something, but once you break it out by town, because of what happened, valuation, how they figure that, we're looking at 3.05, I think is the estimate now.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Brian Pike, who's one of our school board representatives, and that it's currently computed based upon $0 coming from Augusta for school aid towards administration, and they don't expect that to stand. They think that there will eventually be some money, state aid money for administration, so it would bring those numbers hopefully down, probably marginally. I mean, it might be 3.02 or something like that,
Anything helps.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So.
Yep. What do,
If you guys have any questions for me, I can.
Do you have this, we have to sign this?
Yes, I have that.
Okay.
You have a lot of things to sign. You guys are
Okay.
gonna have writer's cramp by the time you're done.
Ruth,
Yeah.
are we gonna put the code enforcement officer's job for bid, or is that,
Well, there's been several different ideas regarding the code enforcement officer. Do we want to go into that tonight, Mark?
We do, but not right now. I think we should touch on that, bring these guys up to date.
Yeah.
When we go into our executive session for personnel, I can kind of bring you up to date on that.
Okay.
that's what I was looking for, just get up to date?
Yeah. Anything else?
I'm good.
Anything else for Ruth? Anyone? All right. Well, sorry I skipped you. Up and coming meetings. Our regular selectmen's meetings will be held Tuesday, April 18th at 6:30, and Tuesday, May 2nd at 6:30. And the public is always welcome to come and ask questions or add their 2 cents or whatever they wish. And with that, we'll go into executive session